Winter's officially here and we've had some big rains. Let's check out what's going on the property. I moved a lot of stuff to the porch that I was afraid was going to freeze. I have frost cloth I throw over everything, and so far so good with everything except the lantanas that I got at the nursery. I asked them specifically if they were up to the winter here, and they said yes, and they were not up to the winter here. And I pulled them onto the porch when I felt they were not going to be doing well, and they have done very poorly, so I'm not quite sure what to make of that. All of these survived last winter with all the snow and the rain, and the same with these cactuses. They did real well, and everything's out here in the front, so I don't worry about covering them. I set up this new garden area for next summer, and I've been putting compost and chips in there. Some of them are full, like this one. It's full of, it's got compost, it's got chips on top, and I'm just letting it hang out there. And when I talk about compost, I mean all the vegetable and fruit trimmings from my kitchen. I neglected to do the appropriate amount of drilling in the sides of these containers, so when we got the rain they filled up with water, so the compost and the chips are floating in there. I did put some holes in the sides a day or two ago, but I think I either need to make them bigger or just put some more in, because this is not drained completely. I have a couple of them like this. My chip pile is just up the way here, right by that big tall tree. That's where I get them. I grab a bucket and I bring a bucket of chips here and toss it on whatever I'm composting, and I'm just letting it all just get beaten down by the rain and the cold and disintegrate, and next spring I'll have really good soil. I've been doing it this way for multiple years and it works out great. After all that rain, we're having a really nice day today with the sun. I'm wearing a jacket, but it feels really good out here. Letting everything that's out here that survives all year continue to survive all year. I have some, looks like some onions there that never sprouted last year, but are sprouting this year through the winter so fine. Camomile is full of weeds, but it's coming back. Tends to die back in the late fall or late summer, I'm sorry. And other things are hanging in there. They survived last winter, they'll survive again. Sage is looking a little funky there, but living out here, it's got to survive without a lot of intervention. I don't mind pulling certain things in, but anything that's going to be out back here has got to just make it happen over the winter, because I can't baby it. There were squash and zucchini and these two totes, and I have a couple other like them that are empty now. And I've been putting compost in there and putting chips on top, and again just letting the rain and the cold weather or whatever just cause it to all disintegrate and turn into really good soil. This is my latest bed, and this is what it's looking like right now. I put down some, the soil was pretty depleted, so I put down some chips, then I put down some trimmings and stuff from the kitchen, and after I'm done with this video, I'm going to go get a couple buckets of those wood chips and put it on top of that and just layer it. Rhubarb is looking a little funky, but it's survived last winter. It survived multiple winters, so I'm just going to let it be. As long as some green leaves are coming up somewhere, it's all good. After the big storm we had this last couple days, my little seasonal creek is back, and it makes the prettiest sound. There's all these little tiny waterfalls, and the water just goes straight through the property down to a bigger creek at the bottom of the hill. Seasonal waterfall behind the house is coming back. A few more rains and it'll be enormous, but right now I'm happy just to see it as it is right now. It makes such a beautiful sound. When I drive up to the house, I can hear it from the road. And check that out, the road got done. Before we had this done, this was just full of canyons and potholes and all sorts of stuff. This is the nicest I've seen the road since I moved here 5.5 years ago. It's just beautiful. So that's how everything's going on the property and the garden and all that. Just keeping everything stabilized. That's what it's all about right now. Hope you're doing well and keeping warm and safe this winter. Thank you so much for watching.